So if you take a look, number 24 spot, Liquidity, right? This is our game. And as you can see, it's trending right now. And we've actually been trending for many months, and we've been top 10, and it just kind of varies. But this is across the entirety of Arbitrum ecosystem. So the question is, why is this happening? Like, what makes our token so popular that it actually kind of it gets trending? And if you take a look, if you go to if you click on the token, you can actually see there's a lot of transactions that are consistently happening. It's pretty consistent, and you can see there's actually a lot of liquidity being added to the pool. So, almost every day, we're getting a lot of liquidity being added. Not that many buy transactions. There's you can see the pattern of sell, add, sell, add, sell, add. So this is actually part of our tokenomics in the game. And because of these high transactional throughput tokenomics that we have, we actually get, we get trending because there's so many transactions that are happening within the game. Um, it actually reflects positively on the trending score within Dexscreener. And I'll just kind of show you because, we've built these tokenomics from the ground up and no one really has anything like this. But I wanted to show you that it's so simple that I'm surprised no one has done this, right? And what we're really waiting for is for other tokens to apply our model. I think it's very successful and, we're a very small token and this will only get exponentially more insane if we get the liquidity to back it. So right now you can see there's $204,000 in liquidity. Really, that is, I would say that's really 102,000 because 50% of that is Ethereum, and the way that Dexscreener does it is they just add both numbers up. So right now it's number 24 on trending. And this is what the game looks like. There isn't that many graphical elements on the screen. Really, it's more of a functional game, right? So we went for functionality over the graphics. But the purpose of the game is to is to just simply click this button. You click this button, you can collect some amount of tokens. And if people don't click this button, the number just keeps going until someone clicks it. And if you go down here, you can see there's some statistics. So for example, right there, someone clicked and got 7 cents. And this game is really more for bots. We want bots to basically just sit there and click the button every 12 seconds, and until we really get to that number, we're gonna keep pushing for more adoption because the milestone of 12 seconds. Some people ask why 12 seconds. What is it going to do? Well, the way the tokenomics work within the game, the people that are playing, so these are unique addresses that are playing the game, they're actually getting rewarded for the clicks. So, you click this button, you collect, say, 3 cents. Behind the scenes, the person behind the scenes, you're actually like burning $40, right? So you can see, the people that were clicking, they got paid $1.17 recently, and behind the scenes, $44 were burned. So the premise is pretty simple. Basically, someone clicks this button, and if you look, it'll actually create a it'll burn some tokens, and then eventually they get added. So here actually we basically have a sweep function. So every hour it goes in and takes in all the tokens that were burned within the game, and then it adds it back to liquidity pool. So even right now we're trending at number 24. We can actually be much higher, and really right now we picked 1 hour, but we could make it every 12 seconds if we want to. So really, the only limiting factor is the gas. So if you go here, you can actually see right now to collect 3 cents of tokens, it would cost you about 3 cents in gas. So it's almost at the break-even point. But even then, if you look on average, you can see here, it's like two cents is, so people will collect, right? Because it's still a little bit more than the gas. So it'll cost you, let's say, um, $0.027 in gas to collect $0.03 uh, in tokens. So you're still making money, right? The only limiting factor is gas. So this is why Arbitrum updates on layer 2 to make the gas cheaper, even though people are saying like, hey, why, who cares, it already costs 1 cent, it's already so cheap, why does it need to be cheaper? Well, it's not really that cheap. It's still 3 cents. So if it ever gets to sub 1 cent, if it gets to like 0.0001 dollars, then it's going to really explode in activity, right? So right now, for example, it's trending at 24, but behind the scenes, really, it's not like some bot that's just wash trading, or it's a bot that is sitting there and faking volume. This is a real achievement here. Like, this is the transactions here are happening within a game. They're not happening, with some bot that just keeps buying and selling to fake the volume, which is probably a lot of the top guys will do that. So I just want to show you guys that this is like a real transaction. So even though we don't really get that much by volume, the tokenomics, they kind of push the price down while retaining the liquidity. Well, I'll actually show you guys. If you go to the analytics here, you can actually see the available liquidity. It's $102,000. But if you take a look at the yearly supply inflation, like, we started the token in the beginning of the year at 800% inflation. And now we're at 110%, right? And this is going to keep dropping. It's a linear equation. So if you apply log scale, you would understand the power of it, right? Because, if 100% of tokens are minted within the first year, 50% are minted within the second year, 33% are minted in the third year, and by the fourth year, you're at 25% inflation, and fifth year would be 20%, right? And 16% after that. So, first few years, definitely the most challenging, but as we've seen, even with 800% inflation, we can retain liquidity. So the tokenomics work. This is basically our latest game. We have quite a few tokens in our ecosystem. Each one is slightly different, but the Liquidity token, it's really, really trending constantly on Dexscreener. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, if tokens are trending, you should get a lot more volume. Well, it's not really true right now. There's just not that much interest right now in altcoins. You can see that in Ethereum, right? Ethereum is like, what, $3,000. People are just not really interested until it's really at the top, right? Then all the hype happens, uh, and I think there's just so many tokens nowadays, right? There's a lot of bots that will just fake volume to get up there. So in my opinion, really the only thing that matters is liquidity, especially how much liquidity you have relative to your market cap. So in our case, $102,000 in liquidity, $109,000 market cap. I mean, there's no token like this in the world, right? This is like completely unique tokenomics. So there's just no token that has, if you go to here, if you look, so 93.6% of the tokens are locked in in a permanent liquidity pool. So even if we were to sell all the tokens that are in circulation, it's only 6%. You cannot really move the price by that much, right? So the question is, why does the price even fluctuate if you cannot really affect it? Well, because of the tokenomics, you can actually see the way it works is some tokens will be sold and then added back as liquidity. Sold, added back as liquidity. So this is kind of the tokenomics that we have. So yeah, I mean, that kind of just wanted to show you guys that it's very interesting that we've created these unique tokenomics. No one really has it, and the benefit of it is we're just automatically trending on Dexscreener without having to do anything, and it's really only going to get crazier as we get more drops in gas, right? So the cheaper it is to mint and transact within a game, the more explosive the transactions are. So yeah, and one more thing to show you guys is we have 400,000 transactions, right? So this is like one of the reasons why it's trending is because within 1 year of launching, we have 400,000 transactions. And this is a lot of transactions. Like, this is not some fake volume, someone faked a bunch of small transactions back and forth. This is real game transactions, right? This is real participants, people that are playing the game. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing. So that's the gist of it. 93.6% in right now in the pool, and if you look at the second address here, 4.4% of those tokens they're actually participating in the game. They're staking, so what you can do is you can take the tokens and add them to this pool, and then you will get a percentage of each click by doing nothing. So you just stake the tokens and for example, if someone to click this button, they will get $0.03, right? Or 3 cents. You would also get 3 cents in a pool divided evenly across the participants, right? So, for example, right now it's or let's say 800 tokens in there. If you have 80 tokens of that is yours that you're staking, you would get 10% of that. So you would get um, a fraction of it. But let's say if someone clicks this button 100 times throughout the day, it really adds up. So it doesn't seem like much, but it's still slowly increasing your balance just by doing nothing. So yeah, so the game also went through some updates recently. We've revamped the UI. It's all real time. Yeah, the idea here is that it's not really a game for humans. Like, I just don't want a person to sit here and click a button every 12 seconds. I just don't think that that's realistic. But bots are perfect for that, right? So instead of punishing the bots, we welcome the bots. They would increase our transactional throughput, and we would trend even harder, so that we would go even higher on the leaderboards. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. And even just to quickly show you guys, like, let's take a look. Let's see. You see the liquidity on the right side? You can see that the tokens in the top, like, look at the market caps. They're like $20 million. Okay, so let's say, we're 24. And then if you take a look at something like a random token like Boop, that's $1 million market cap, right? But the problem is right there is, so not, okay, so like, for example, that token is 10 times, has a 10 times higher market cap than our token, right? But if you take a look, they only have $156,000 in liquidity here. So, the ratio here is like, 15% of the tokens are liquidity. In our case, it's 96%. So there's no token like this in the world. That's why it's so exciting, for the future of this token. I'm just so excited to really see how this is all going to play out. And I think really what I'm waiting for is for other tokens to copy our system. I think it's a unique set of tokenomics that I think people will just see the power, right? And when someone bigger comes along, I think then we will really get interest, right? It's, if they launch it and they're successful, people will come to us and say, "Oh yeah, yeah, of course, these guys did this years ago." So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But I mean, it could take years. I really don't know. The interest is so low right now. All we can really do is just keep building, keep improving, and wait for cheaper gas. And with Ethereum, they constantly keep making updates and they keep scaling, keep making it better user experience and lowering the gas fees, and we're just sitting here benefiting. So yeah, that's our game, and I hope now you guys understand why we constantly trend on Dexscreener. Thanks, everyone.